Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Good. I like your shirt. You wouldn't happen to have 5 minutes to kill for a quick chat, would you?
What's it about?
Great question. My name is Anthony, and I just have conversations with anyone strolling by.
Sure.
And I try to time it for 5. To, was that you beeping?
Yeah.
Okay. I try to see what supernatural belief a person holds, and I just ask a few polite questions to unpack the reasons why you hold it.
Okay, sure, man.
You want to do it? Thank you so much. Can I? Oh, the other thing is I'm live streaming and recording.
That's fine.
Are you done with that?
Yes.
You probably got the gist of that when you saw the equipment on me
I
here.
didn't pay attention, but that's fine.
Thank you so much for talking to me, man.
The sun's gonna be a thing?
I think we'll be good with the sun.
Okay.
That's maybe just pivot just a little bit.
We get it.
That's very considerate of you. I appreciate that. My name is Anthony. What's your first name?
Courtney.
Courtney.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Courtney.
Courtney. All right, man. Very nice to meet you. So like I said, I just have short chats with people to see if they believe in God or ghosts or karma or whatever. Do you believe in any of that stuff?
Yeah, probably all of it. I mean, God, ghost, karma. I just don't know, like, I guess, which, I guess I don't know about the Bible, so I guess Christianity.
Of all those beliefs that you hold, which one would you say influences your life the most?
Maybe karma, I think.
Karma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to be good.
We'll definitely unpack karma, but just so I understand, would you say you're a believer in God or a non-believer in God?
I would say I'm a believer.
Okay. Well, for the purpose of 5 minutes, and at the end of this, dude, I'll give you a card, and if you want it, we can talk about whatever you want.
Sure.
You believe in karma. I don't ever want to assume what somebody means when they say karma, because I've had many people give different definitions.
Sure.
What would you say is your definition of karma?
Just like, well, I guess in the sense that the way it influences me is like I'm just trying to be good, to everyone, as good as I can. Do nice things for people.
Try to be good?
Yeah.
Is there a penalty if you're not good?
I'd say so, probably.
Is the penalty commensurate with the action?
Maybe not. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it could be like several, different things over time. Just all it comes back to you,
If you were to do something really, really bad,
Right.
could the payback occur in one large dose, or could it be drawn out over years?
I'd probably say both.
It could be either or.
Yeah, I think so.
That's fascinating. How did you come to this belief, Courtney?
I don't know. I mean, it's like, you just have like an off day or whatever, and you think, man, like, maybe I did, maybe I could have done something small, but like, then there's like some stuff that like lingers with you. It's like one thing that's not like, say you're heartbroken or whatever, that's like, you feel that for like over the course of a long time, but maybe that's just, you did one bad thing, or maybe even the opposite, you did a bunch of little bad things, and it just kind of like piled up on you.
Are you saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are you saying that the reason why you believe this is true, or that you think that this is working, is because you see things? Are you seeing things in your life that are making you think that it works this way?
It could just be like rationalizing, because I think like a lot of bad stuff happens to a lot of good people, even that's kind of not fair.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll get like the good stuff coming back to them later. That's what I like to think anyway.
Okay.
So
There's
that's true,
like a
the
blind woman
opposite.
coming behind you, so just be careful. Okay. How certain are you on a scale from 0 to 100 that karma works in the way that you just outlined, that you need to try to be good, but if you don't, there could be some penalty that could be hit you all at once or be spread out? Let me propose a scale. Like 100% is I'm absolutely confident, there's no doubt karma works. 0% is I have no confidence and it's all doubt. It doesn't work at all.
I'd probably say like 70, 60.
60 to 70.
Yeah. Like I said, it's more like just rationalizing, kind of.
What do you mean by that when you say it's just rationalizing?
Like, I guess I'm like kind of logical, like a logical type. So if I had to like give a reason, I would just say like, this is like my belief, but I don't know how accurate it is. I'm just trying to like.
Okay, which would be why you're not that 100.
Make a reason. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. if you were, just to be clear on the scale, like if you were absolutely certain karma worked, would you be at the 100?
Yeah.
And if you were absolutely certain karma didn't work, you'd be at the 0?
Right.
Okay. But you're past the midway point, so you're fairly certain that it works. Yeah. What is the best example that you might be able to think of that happened in your life where you look back and said, karma worked right there?
That's tough. Nothing like super prominent. I have to think about it actually.
Okay.
You know, I know you got time, so if you want to skip to the next question, maybe I'll get back to you.
You know, I don't want to put you on the spot, and we do have 30 seconds, but I'm completely fine going longer if you have the time. I know you have your lunch in your hand, so you're probably getting hungry. I don't want to put you on the spot though, so I don't really want to move on unless we have an example, but then on the same hand, I don't want to force you to come up with something either.
Right.
And maybe it doesn't even have to be a personal example, but maybe something that could happen, like that blind woman that just walked by. Could you envision a situation that could happen with her walking by, and then later on you would say, well, that's karma working?
I guess I don't know really for her, just because I don't know what she's done, but... so okay, but I guess I can give you like the inverse. You know, like I know like a really bad dude by association. You know, just like a friend.
Don't give his name.
Kinda, right.
Okay.
Really bad guy, just not good at all. And like, you know, as far as I can tell, like he's just, you know, nothing too charitable has happened to him. Like he's unhappy, but you know, he hasn't really got like what I think he probably deserves.
Okay.
But that's not my place. So.
Whose place would it be to make sure that karmic justice was doled out?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Is there a chance that dude can go the rest of his life and never have anything bad happen to him?
I think so.
If that happens, would that affect you in any way on the confidence of your belief in karma?
I'd probably say that's my reasoning for like the not 100. That's like my 60, 70.
What would have to happen to you to reconsider your confidence in the reliability of karma? What would bring you down to the 5% mark?
Like 5% instead of I don't know. I don't think there's really anything. I mean,
you could really go the rest of your life believing that karma works, and never have a way to realize that it doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, it's more of a guideline for like my life. You know what I mean? So like, I think if I do good, like, the good stuff will come back to me. You know, it's not like an ultimatum or like a rule.
Okay. This is believing that karma, or there's some sort of cosmic justice that will make things right, makes you, it's a guideline that you use through life. I suppose it might be noble to be a good person and want to help people out. Oh shit, that guy just took a tumble. Do you think something bad did he do something bad in the past? Was that cosmic justice right there?
Maybe that's not what I would say, because he's fine. You know what I mean?
Oh, if he was injured, would it be more likely that cosmic justice stepped in?
I guess that's the idea, you know, but again, whoever it is that would decide all of that, if they were like, you know what, I want to make that dude fall, he's gonna break his arm, then like, if they decided that might be a thing, but I don't know.
Are you saying that you would be more apt to believe that karma stepped in if the injury was more serious?
Yeah, probably, I guess. Or like, it's insignificant, you know what I mean? Like, if that was his karmic justice, then like, okay, like big deal, you know what I mean?
So a little embarrassment maybe isn't karmic justice, but if he broke his arm, it would be karmic justice?
Right, or like some kind of like lingering effect on him, on his like mentality or like his body, maybe. Like,
when would this not be karmic justice? When would you be for certain to be like, no, that karmic justice that had nothing to do with that?
I guess that would only pertain to myself, really, because for all I know, that guy has some kind of like crippling embarrassment, like, you know, he just fell and now on the inside he's like dying, like, you know, but I don't know, like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
So like it's relative to each person, I guess.
Are you saying then, Courtney, that you wouldn't have a way to know that karmic justice doesn't work unless you were experiencing it yourself?
That's probably a little more accurate. And
Okay.
but I would say even if I was experiencing myself, like there's no way I would know.
Okay, because I think we are zooming in on this root cause of why you believe it. And it sounds like the couple examples that we've given, even if you were to experience something, and correct me if I'm wrong if this is not what you're saying, but even if you were to experience this cosmic, or some event, are you saying that you have no way of knowing that karma works?
Right. I'd say that. That's accurate. Because I would, you know what? I'd probably say that like after, or in the afterlife, I guess if you would, then like, maybe then it could be like, alright, you did this, so that's why this happened. But like, you know, while we're here, who's to say that? You know what I mean?
Yet so in this lifetime, you really have no way of knowing that karma works.
Right.
If that's the case, Courtney, is 60 to 70% the most accurate spot to be on the confidence in the functionality of karma?
Maybe not. But, you know, just ballparking.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Based on this discussion that we had, and there's not a right answer or a wrong answer, you're not going to offend me,
Alright.
and I'll give you a card where we can chat some more, so if you want to revise this answer, you can. But what do you think would be a more accurate number to be at based on the conversation that we've just had?
Then I'd probably say 50-50.
Thank you so very much for your time.
No problem, man.
Can I give you a card?
Sure.
Do you mind, can I lie and just ask you one more question?
Sure.
What did you think about the talk? And again, you're not going to offend me or hurt my feelings.
So I guess the vibe I was kind of picking up was like maybe like devil's advocate kind of, you know, just like
The questions I'm asking, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I'll say something and then you'd kind of like ask me why, and then kind of a counter to that almost. But not that it's a bad thing, you know, just making me think, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Overall, if you were to say, you know, this was an enjoyable talk or something that you wish never happened to anybody in their life,
No.
where are we talking about? 0 to 100, where 100 is a good thing, 0 is bad.
I'd probably say 90. Just because, I mean, it's like this kind of conversation could put a lot of stuff in perspective for a lot of people, you know?
Would you one day be interested in changing topics? We don't have to do it now, but shifting gears and moving to the God belief that you hold?
Maybe not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Interesting.
kind of like, I mean, because I kind of have my own views on the whole thing, and like, I don't know, I feel like they're pretty rooted, like firm, you know? So it's not that
Okay.
again, it's like,
There's no way that you can be wrong on the God belief, like you could possibly be mistaken on the karmic belief?
no, I'm not saying I'm not wrong.
Oh.
I'm just saying that like, usually those kind of like discussions stem from maybe the Bible, like typically, which I don't believe in the Bible, but like, you know, they have like good messages, kind of.
I think you mentioned at the very start the Bible. You weren't sure how
Right.
that influenced your religious belief.
So
You're not interested in and I'm not going to force you, but I'm a little interested in why you would enjoy the conversation about karma, but you wouldn't want to even have a conversation about the God belief.
I guess it. Okay, so I guess we can talk about it, but like I wouldn't want to try to be persuaded. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like I don't mind like telling you what I think, you tell me what you think.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like
At any point in the conversation about karma, did you feel like I was telling you what to think?
no.
Okay. If I gave you my word that I would not be telling you anything what to think with regards to your God belief, but just asking the same type of Socratic questions that I just asked, would that change your position on wanting to investigate with me the reliability of the methods you're getting to your God belief?
That'd probably be fine.
You got my card.
Alright, man.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Have a wonderful week.
Thanks a lot. You
All
too.
right? Take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.